So I am on my way to meet a teammate. We are going to do legs today, and then I am going to help her with some posing. She is a first-time competitor. We will definitely be able to get some footage for you guys. She is going to kill me, but this is one of my favorite leg workouts that my coach has for us. So I'll keep you posted, and hopefully I don't die. All right, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Get in here, girl. Hi, YouTube. So I'm here with the teammate Marissa, and we're here, and she's gonna kill me. We're gonna hit some glutes today. We're also gonna get in some posing practice. She's a first-time competitor, so
I suck at walking in heels.
I do too. So I'm just gonna teach her a little bit of what I know, and then we're gonna eat, and then we're gonna die. So yeah, see you in the next clip. Alright guys, so I am coming at you today with some more commentary. And Marissa and I started off our workout with sumo squats. The main difference between a traditional and a sumo squat is basically where you place your feet. So during a regular squat, your feet are placed about hip width apart and your toes are facing forward or just slightly outwards. When doing a sumo squat, as you can see here, my feet are in a much wider stance and my toes are turned out. It kind of looks like it's very emphasized. Because of where you're placing your feet, depending on if they're turned out or turned in, different muscle groups are hit. So with squats, traditional or sumo, you're still gonna hit your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, your hip flexors. But with sumo squats, you're gonna target more of that inner thigh adductor. So we did heavy, and now we are doing our burnout. So we do 2 sets of burnouts at the end. I'm trying to keep all the tension in my glutes and squeezing at the top. Make sure every rep, especially when you're going heavy, to really squeeze at the top to activate the glutes. Marissa is doing her first set, and she's doing a lot heavier than I am. I like to really keep tension on the glutes, and I do that through a lighter movement, and I go a little bit quicker than her. And then after we finish with these, we move on to what I would like to call the circuit of death. Okay, so in this circuit of death, we are doing a tri-set, which means we are doing 3 exercises back to back to back. So Marissa has started off with the narrow hack squat. So she has placed her feet much narrower than you normally would. This hits kind of that quad sweep. And then while she's doing that, I was doing good mornings. Good mornings are one of my favorite exercises to target the glutes and hamstrings. So you want to begin the movement by bending over at the hips, and I like to focus on sending my hips back as far as I can. And you want to try to bend over to near parallel or just about, and you want to keep your back arched and make sure that your spine is aligned. At the bottom, extend through the hips, kind of like a hip thrust, and squeeze your glutes and hamstrings. You really want to focus on that stretch and squeeze right there. As you can see, it's super ugly but super effective. And then we switch. Marissa has moved on to Bulgarian split squats, and then I am doing the narrow hack squats. Now, for some reason, these really aggravate my knees, so I am going a little bit lighter than Marissa right here, and I make sure that I really focus on pushing the weight through my knees, like I'm pushing out through my knees and really trying to drive from the heel. So you can see me readjusting my foot position because I want to hit the hamstring, so I'm trying to really push through my heels. And then we switch again, and I need to take a deep breath and move on to Bulgarian split squats. Now, these are not my favorite exercise. As you can see, I'm really bad at them, and I place my foot really awkwardly. These really aren't comfortable for me, but they really target the glutes, and they really work if you want to get a good burn. So the biggest advice I can give you for these is just to play around with your foot placement and see what really works for you and where you can target the glutes the best. You want to again make sure that you're getting a good squeeze and a good stretch. Then Marissa is doing her good mornings. You can see she's keeping a slight bend in her knees, which is great. And then I'm unfortunately still doing split squats. or split lunges, I guess some people call them, and I miss the bench. These are super awkward. You just need to feel comfortable with them, and eventually you will get it. And then this concludes the tricep, but then we do more. So we are doing kickbacks on the Smith machine. This is another exercise that I had trouble with when I first started doing it. So do not give up if you don't feel glute activation or if the movement is super awkward. Just keep trying. I promise you will get stronger and it will get less awkward. I say less awkward because it still is awkward. So play around with your foot placement, play around with where you are sitting, or yes, laying. But the most important thing is to squeeze at the top. You want to make sure that you have found a way to activate the glute muscle. So we did 3 sets of 10, and then we moved on to stiff leg deadlifts. Again, these are one of my favorite exercises to really target the hamstrings and the glutes. You want to focus on getting it as low as you can, where you can get a good stretch. And the same thing, kind of like the good mornings, you want to extend through the hips and squeeze the glutes at the top, really focusing on the stretch and the squeeze. So mainly focus on getting that big stretch and the big squeeze at the top. So next thing we move on to are cable kickbacks. These are one of my favorite exercises to really target the glutes. Now I have a more upright stance when I do these because I feel like I really hit the top part of my glutes, which is something that I am trying to build and trying to work on. I do different variations, so right now I'm going to bend over a little bit more and do kickbacks, and I'm kicking through the heel rather than being upright. Now, it's important to really try different variations of this exercise, and not one is the right one. You just need to make sure that you find what works for you and where you feel glute activation the most. So Marissa does something a little bit different. She is more bent over at the waist, and she kicks a little bit different than me. But what really matters the most is that you find a variation that works best for you. Now, there might be a different attachment on the cable that you find works better for you. Just play around with the movement and find what works and really where you really get the most activation. The next exercise we do at the very end is reverse hack squats. These are, again, one of my favorite movements. I feel like I say this all the time, but this is my favorite glute workout that I do. I feel like I really get a good squeeze. And I like just the reverse aspect. I don't do them that often, so about once a week, but I really like how these feel. So again, it's just playing around with different machines, different variations, foot placements, and find what works best for you. Alright, hey guys, so I just got back from the gym and I've been running around like a crazy person, but I finally picked up my first order from my sponsors, Mighty Meals. I'm sorry you can't see my face, I'm like super gross. But I wanted to show you guys what I got. Oh, I'm so excited. Bacon, buns, and berries. So I have these like little like cinnamon rolls, and bacon and berries, and I got this cream. Definitely having that for breakfast one day. Salmon and cauliflower mash. Oh my gosh, everything smells amazing. But everything is cooked fresh. So these were made on the 28th and today is the 29th. I picked it up today and I'm gonna have them throughout the week. This is gonna be really helpful since I was super busy today and couldn't get to all my meal prep for the week. And I will show you guys some of the meals and I'll let you know what I think. I've already had a lot of their food and it's amazing, so I'm sure everything's gonna be great. So I'll keep you updated on that. Gotta put these guys in the fridge and then I gotta start meal prep for the week. I also forgot to show you guys. Put in my bag. Get a cute little shirt. I'm so excited to wear this at the gym. And this is their website if you wanna check them out. I have a code in my description box that'll give you 5% off your entire order each and every time you order. So if you're in the area and you're local, you should go ahead and definitely give them a try because they are awesome. Okay, now I'm gonna go meal prep.